There it been, guys. It's KB5MIQ Big Boy. We're gonna talk about a couple things tonight, but got a couple shout outs I want to give out. First off, come here, Ham Radio Cat. Come here. Run off in. All right, so he's running around here on the floor. Got a good shout out to November 0 Tango India X-Ray Melvin. Melvin sent me a bunch of stuff to give to these two school clubs. And I haven't got it all in yet. When I get it all in, I'm going to get some pictures of it all put on here. And I'm trying to work out where I can actually deliver it to the school clubs in person and maybe get some video with the kids and get them in a video. Melvin, thank you. I appreciate your support of these local school clubs, and they do too. They know it's inbound. I just hadn't got everything set up yet. I want to get it all here so I can get it all done at one time. But again, thank you. I appreciate it. It means a lot to Ham Radio. It means a lot to them guys. Guys, like I said before, when I do this channel, I'm not promoting Big Boy. I'm promoting Ham Radio, youth, trying to get youth into this hobby and keep this hobby going. And people like Melvin are helping make that happen. Another YouTuber I want to talk about, WX Zero Victor Scott, Radio Amateur, has restarted his channel. Scott's got some really good videos on antennas and antenna tips. And if it hadn't been for Scott's video on his other channel on Logbook of the World and emailing with him and helping me, I wouldn't be on Logbook of the World. Really good YouTuber, got some really good information. I'm going to put a link to his channel in the description of the video. Scott, buddy, we're glad to have you back. Guys, we're going to talk a little bit tonight about, and I've got some video I'm going to put on into this one where I'm actually tuning and operating this old 101. Y'all seen it before in videos, and it's a good radio. I bought this radio, the VFO, external VFO, phone patch with external speaker, for $200 at the Emory Ham Fest a little over a year ago. Bought this digital display from Carl, and Tim picked up this D-104 mic, which is the main subject of tonight's video, at MENA for me in 2024 when I couldn't attend. We got it. I didn't get a mic with it. We got this D-104 hooked up to it, and it worked good. I've worked Europe with the radio. I've checked in on 40-meter nets with it. The sound, all the guys say it sounds good. I'm not good with tube radios. And working FT8 and taking care of cows and just talking in general, I kind of didn't use it for a while. Ow, cat, you bit me, turd. But I turned around one night and knocked this off the table, and it landed straight on the head of it. Well, I didn't think it had hurt anything. Well, maybe a month later, I decided to go tune this radio up. I couldn't get it transmit. Well, first off, I thought, well, the radio's 50 plus years old. It very easily could be in the radio. I never thought about breaking the mic, and I've knocked other mics off, and they didn't break. Well, messed with it, kept messing with it. I ended up, I opened the connector up. I had a broke wire in the connector, and I fixed that. And in the process of trying to tune it up, for some reason, one time I switched this thing to AM and keyed the mic. It transmitted out 60 watts. Transmitted carrier. Huh. Well, got on single sideband, no output. No on PEP, no output. Well, Kent told me, just turn this 940 on AM, and I hooked it to a dummy load. And hooked this to my outside 10-meter Yagi and done a test, KB5MIQ test on AM, no audio. I could hear the carrier, no audio. So, two things Kent said it could be: mic or audio tube. Well, Tim brought me the head to his D-104 up, and you see I got BB on the back of mine. Swapped them out, no difference. So I took the radio and this mic down to Tim's this week. We pulled the audio tube because these things are hybrids. There's not that many tubes in them. It's got 2 final tubes and a hybrid and an audio tube, and the rest is kind of transistors. It's called kind of a hybrid radio. Audio tube was good. Tim said, we already pulled them final tubes, but the final tubes has got, I don't know what the exact electrical terminology is, but they got connections at the top, wired. He said, man, them things got to be real careful because they're soldered, you'll break them. I said, well, hey, it's putting out power. I don't think it's the tubes. Are you sure? Yeah. So he hooked it up on his dummy load. Sure enough, it's putting out power, just no audio. Well, Tim and I went through this thing from here to the bottom here, and there's a little circuit area here where these wires terminate and go up in the mic. From here to here, everything was good. From here up, we forgot to own this out. Well, I owned it out and I got home. Got a problem. That's where the problem is. When I drop this thing, something is broke in here because one wire doesn't have any continuity, and the other wire, when you break this, nothing, it kills like 2 of the wires out completely. There's no continuity between them. And I know you're breaking a contact in there that something's going to have continuity with it, but it's not any continuity. Well, I talked to Carl, because I knew he had bought some of these Silent Key Estate old Yaesu radios, and he had a 4-pin Yaesu hand mic right here. I bought it off him, $15. Radio works fine. Works fine. I've got some video I'm going to tag on here with it of me and Jeff testing it, and y'all hear it, hear the reception of it. Works great. One thing I did notice, and Jeff mentioned this about these older tube radios, because I just checked it on 10, 20, and 40 on power output. And he said these older tube radios have a tendency on 10 meters not to put out as much power. Well, on AM, it showed to be dead keying. Of course, I'm running an analog meter here, an old analog Heathkit meter, showing 45 watts dead key on AM on 10, about 30, 35 PEP on 10 meters, on single sideband on 10 meters. On 20 meters, it was dead key at 80 watts on AM and about 60 PEP on single sideband. On 40, it was dead key at a little over 100 on AM and a good 75 to 80 on PEP. So the radio's fine. It's a 50-year-old radio. It's going to have some quirks. And I'm not as good at tuning it as I'd like to be. I need to practice with it more. That's one reason I don't automatically recommend an older tube rig for a new ham who does not have any experience with that type of stuff. All right. I didn't have a bit of experience in it. Tim and Jeff have a lot of experience with tube technology. First radio Jeff built, HW-101. He's always kept some tube radios. Kent's got some tube radios. He understands them real good. Tim is a guitar player and been rebuilding tube amps for years, so he understands tube technology. He's got some tube radios. If you've got access to that kind of help to help you learn it, because there's a learning curve on them, and you'll see, I'm sure somebody will tell me I'm doing this tuning wrong in the video, and hey, that's fine. Tell them, point out if I'm doing something wrong. But there is a learning curve with them, but they're cool radios. They really are, especially this 101 Yaesu series. Are you still seeing them showing up? There was one of these, and I think the earlier version actually had 11 meters in it. And I may have told y'all this before. The very first Hamcom I went to in Arlington, Texas in 1991, Jeff and I went. And old boy from Clarksville was there, and he got me outside. I recognized this guy at a table there. He was from Clarksville. He said, David, you see that Yaesu rig sitting there? Yeah. He said, that rig ain't never been off 11 meters. That's a CB'er. He bought that rig for CB, and it has never been switched off 11 meters. It'd be a good HF rig, but I guarantee it ain't never been switched off 11 meters. This one has got an auxiliary position in it, and I don't know, you might have been able to add an 11 meter crystal in there to use 11 meters on this particular radio. I don't know. I'm not going to do that, but a lot of the older tube rigs was used on 11 meters, especially when 11 meters was still a ham band. So, guys, the D-104 mic's been around forever. If I can't fix that one, I will find another stand and stem and just screw that head on it, because the head's fine. Because I put the head of Tim's on there, it still wouldn't work. So I know, I'm fairly certain it didn't hurt the head of the microphone. It just messed up something inside around that push to talk. We'll get it worked out. It's fun. That's part of the hobby. You're going to have trouble with things from time to time. And that's why I always suggest you troubleshoot the simpler stuff first, so you'll understand what's going on. It'd been real easy for me to box this thing up and ship it straight to Dan and say, hey, this radio won't transmit anymore, for him to tell me, hey, it's your mic, not your radio. Things you got to do to check things out before you give up on it or send it into the shop. Because a lot of the stuff that goes wrong may be a simple fix. And this is going to be a relatively simple fix. Well, guys, that's about all I can think of. My plans this week, I got to get a hold of Glenn Gerard tomorrow and see if he's available Wednesday. I'm going to take him his prize, hopefully shoot a shack video with him. Then I'm going over to Ronnie Hug. I'll shoot a shack video with him, and I'm really hope I can get to see Ronnie shack and get a video of it, because it's another tube operator. You'll see some more vintage tube gear right there. I'm going to put the link to Scott's channel in the description of the video, along with the other Lawways links: Broken Circuit Ranch, Circle 6 Mail Drop, a door planner. Y'all remember MRG Labs out there in Farmersville doing radio and amp repair. I did not get to make the Bonham Ham Fest. I got some guys supposed to be sending me some video from it, and I'll try to have it in a video this week. I plan to be at Cowtown in January, and I plan to go to Choctaw and Hugo January 31st. Guys, I had another listener ask me if I could put the Hamfest events in order in the back. Honestly, I try to do that. Here's the problem. When I download them, I put them in a file. I tried to sort them by date, and these phones sort it by the date the picture was generated or something. And I've tried 3 or 4 times to keep them in order. And when I'm editing and putting them into the video, I can't read them because I just know they're there. They're about that big. So I'll try to swap them around and get them in right order from now on, because I really think that's the best way to do it. And I try to drop them off as they come up on the weekend if they have them. Guys, I appreciate everybody subscribe to the channel. Y'all check Scott's channel out. Melvin, thanks again for your support of ham radio. This is KB5MIQ, Big Boy. The videos of me operating are following this, and then MRG Labs and the rest of the slides will be following that. Thank y'all. Y'all have a great weekend. 73. Okay, guys, we'll go through a little tune-up. I'm not as good on this as some people are, but you want to do your pre-select. I'm on 475, and you want to do your pre-select to hear the loudest noise you can hear on it. Okay. All right, we're going to put it in mode is tune. We're going to put it in Mox, IC. There's my kind of my dip. All right, we'll go in power output. And max loading right about there. Okay, Jeff, I'm going to call out on 475, see if I'm close.
Yeah, I got you on that. Got your tone in there.
WD5HKV, KB5MIQ. Shit. Put it back on sideband. WD5HKV, I had to put it back on sideband.
You're quite a bit off there, it sounds like.
All right, give me a count. Let me tune on you.
let me hook this Yaesu up. I can pinpoint you with that. This Kenwood's got a little bit more coarse dial on it, but hang on a minute.
Okay, KB5MIQ. Tube radios are still new to me. I wish I'd have really started out with one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. WD5 HKV Whiskey Delta 5 Hotel Kilo Victor in Hammerhead Group.
WD5 HKV KB5MIQ. How am I sounding, Jeff?
That sounds okay to me.
Let me kind of retune this a little bit. Stand by one.
Yeah, have at it.
WD5 HK. Shoot, put it back. Still forget. WD5 HKV KB5MIQ.
Yeah, I'm copying about an S7 on this radio, so this was a little bit more stingy, I think, with the S meter here, but you sound like you're right on frequency there to me.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking at the dial. It's not off hardly any at all, and I'm tuned up. I don't know how accurate the meter is. It's only peaking up about 30 watts, but that's good. I've worked Europe, worked California with it.
Yeah, well, typically 10 meters, they transmit a little bit less on there, and plus, it's an analog meter, right?
Yeah, I'm using it and that old Heathkit analog meter too.
Yeah, they're going to lie to you a little bit. They're not going to give you a true peak reading there. Not likely that they will anyway. I'm going to swap back over to the Kenwood. Stay where you are there. Sound like you're right on, because I want to see how it sounds on a Kenwood and how it sets on the dial on that. You say you're right on frequency according to your dial?
I may be one, I can't tell this analog dial. I don't have the digital hooked up. I ain't even hooked the VFO up on it yet. I'm just got the radio. It might be a 16th past 750, if that much.
Has it got a way to calibrate the dial?
I hadn't read that far into the book yet. I imagine it does, but I hadn't got that far yet. It's not off much. I mean, I'm looking at the main dial, and it's maybe the width of the line off.
Well, just till you can figure that out, just keep that in your head, how far off it is, and you'll be on every time. I'm going to swap back over there. I'll be right back. WD5HKV.
KB5MIQ.
Okay, I think I've got mine about where it should be, but I just want to make sure that since we kind of zeroed with the Yaesu over here, and you hadn't moved your dial, we'll see if this one's off or if it lines up with what you got.
Man, it sounds fine to me. It sounds like we're working on the 940 and the other radios. Yeah, it sounds good.
Okay, I'm going to leave it here then. That's usually where I work it at. It's off a little bit, but really should be tuned off anyway, just a shade off a 0 beat on them, so these old radios, so typically they'll be off just a little bit on sideband.
Okay, KB5MIQ, I just pegged the ALC out. I guess I got the mic gain up too much.
VW.
Hey, Sam.
Hey, Sam. Evening, gentlemen.
Test one, KB5MIQ.
Yeah, drive it up some.
Okay, KB5MIQ, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, that sounds a lot better.
Sam, you on video here. We're doing a video for tomorrow night. How you doing?
I'm good, brother. How's everybody going in your hometown there?
Doing okay here. Guys, I'm going to cut the camera off. I'll be right back. KB5MIQ.